friendly as Dash of Dave. He'll take some scraps and bits of this, turn them into something you can't miss. Junk journals, tapes, and crafts galore. He'll have you begging, show me more. Oh, Dash of Dave, oh, what a sight, mixing colors day and night.
Hi everyone, it's Dash of Dave here again, and I'm back for another crafty video. So, we're back with a house again today, and I think we're on part 8 now. So, we're still doing more with this. We're going to continue doing the roof. Now, I will make a confession, I made a chimney. So, this is my chimney, okay, and I just wanted to see how it would look if it had a chimney on it. And yeah, I know it's not easy for you guys to see because you're seeing it from top down, but if I do this, I think it needs it. So I think I'm going to add the chimney to it. Now what I did do is I made this, and then I made this to kind of sit on the top, so it looks like it's got like a stone kind of plinthy thing on the top, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do that in. So I think I might go for brick. And if I go for brick, I'm not really quite sure what. I was thinking I could do it in the same kind of render, but remember I've run out of render. Yeah, so I might do it in brick. So what I'm thinking is I need to think how I'm going to go about making that. So I was thinking maybe I could try gluing on some little bits, little pieces. Of like brick coloured card, or I could make it, draw it on, and I haven't even thought about it. So this is basically, I'm just coming up with the ideas as we speak. So I've got some, so this is my American cardstock paper, and I've got some kind of ready colours here, but I don't think any of them are really brick red. Let's see. So this is the kind of colour I'm thinking about, that being brick red. None of these are those. So I know you can go darker than that for brick red, but I think it's more. Just bear with me. I've actually googled brick, and that's not a very good example of brick. This is more the colour, so it's darker than this though. It's really hard. So when I've looked at brick, it comes in a variety of colours, obviously, because like it's natural stuff. So obviously I'm thinking about red brick. So like when you look at red brick, let's just go for I don't want you to sell me anything. No, don't want you to sell me anything. I just want you to show me what red brick looks like. Oh dear, just show me. So this is what I mean by brick. So it's more orangey, isn't it? Actually. So although it's badly named, isn't it? When they say red brick, it's actually orange. So orange brick, they should call it. But hey, it's been called red brick for many more years than I've been alive, so I can't really. So this is paper. So this is not. Now that's too orange. It's more a burnt orange, which I don't have any in there. Could I make the brown more orange? If I add orange to the brown, will it become orange or will it stay brown? This is the pressing questions. I've got a couple of. Well, that says cranberry crush, so that's not really orange, is it? It looks more. More orange than it did. Oh, actually, that's quite a good match. Maybe that is the right thing to do. Right, okay, so here's my phone out of the way. So, bit of subsidence on the house, but don't worry. So if I smoosh this into this paper, what I'm thinking is maybe if I I don't know whether to cut lots of bits out to make it look like brick. Or just panel it and then draw the lines in. Actually, it might be better to panel it, to just cover it in paper and draw the lines on. So, yeah, I think that's quite orangey. It is certainly orangey now. Obviously, when it dries, it might not be quite so orangey. That's the thing with these stains. They don't always, doesn't always go the way you expect it to. So I'm going to do that. And I was thinking, they are quite, they undulate, don't they? The colour of them. So I was thinking about putting some. Oh dear, that might be a bit. Might be going a bit over the top with that. Blimey, that's very juicy, isn't it? I was hoping to get more of a mottled appearance, but that doesn't appear to be the case. So, unless I use something very quickly, kind of just... Let's just smoosh it in. Because that's not working. It's not unpleasant. I don't know whether it's the... Oh, look, the house is kind of falling down now. I need to have a drink because I've got terrible indigestion. So now, if my printer had got ink in it, it could be something I did with, like printed something. Let me just have a play. So this is what it's all about, isn't it, Dave? So if you have, let's do some very wonky lines. Let's go this way because it's shorter. So if we do, so this is just a white gel pen, and although I wanted wonky lines, I wasn't expecting them to be quite this wonky, but actually it's not horrible. And if I do something like that, that is really bad line. For some reason it doesn't like. So, what do you think? I think the bricks are a bit big for a start. But I think it's kind of there, isn't it? Oh, it's not like I say, it's not a horrible colour. Let me just dry this off and see whether that makes it any better. So, do you know what? I actually prefer it now it's dry. So let's have a look at this. If we make this into the, I might need to do more of it. How big do it? So I shouldn't have done that much brick. Let's cut this bit off the end. Scalpel. So take that off. Right. So we need to wrap this. So if I say, let's say how tall it is, because I did 2 inches. So if I do 2 inches and then it measures, let's say 1.5, and that's 1 and an eighth. So 1 and an eighth is 2 and a quarter, plus 1.5. 2 1.5 is 3. So 5 and a quarter. So if we did 5 1/4 inches long, let's go 5.5 inches long, and put a line with a pencil. Let's get a pencil. A line with a pencil there, and we go 2 inches down. In fact, I might go a little bit longer and then cut off the excess or curl in the excess. Would curling in the excess be okay? I don't know. Let's go a bit longer. Let's go 2.5, and that gives us a bit of play. So 2.5 in, so that's there, and then go 2.5 this end. That's there, and then if I do a line and join those two up, and then I'm quite chuffed with the colour, to be fair. So chuffed. Oh, apparently people don't know what chuffed means. Happy, pleased. It's like really chuffed. Can't think of any other word to kind of describe chuffed. So, it just means chuffed. It means thrilled. No, it's not even that. It's kind of one of those words that's really not. Nothing else really does it justice. Nobody does it better. So the reason why I'm not giving it a really squared off corner bend is because the bricks aren't like that. They're not. They have an uneven appearance. So I'm trying to wrap it and be respectful of the brickwork. Oh, I'm glad I left it that much, because I would not have actually had, if I'd cut it dead on, I wouldn't have had this bit here, which means I can just glue that inside there. And when I glue those two bits together, we shouldn't be able to see too much of a edge. Also, that'll go at the back, so like you won't really see it. So yeah, that. And then, yeah, it's definitely too long. So I was thinking, could I didn't want the bricks to kind of end funny, so I was thinking, could I snip the corners like so? Oh, it's really painful there. Oh, that's not blood, that's ink. I've cut my hand there, and I don't know how I did it. I woke up this morning with it. And so I don't know, I've obviously attacked myself in the night somehow. But yeah, I woke up this morning and I wasn't feeling good. I woke up this morning and feeling fine. There's something special on my mind. Yeah. Don't want me to sing, do you? No. I know. It's alright, you don't need to answer that. It's a rhetorical question. So, kind of just squished it as to where I think it's going to fold up. So if I do that there, do that there, although it doesn't actually fold like that, does it? It folds around a thing. So I'll actually fiddle with that when I've glued it on. Right, I need to attach this to that. What's the best way to do it? I want a complete adhesion. Get me with my big words. I wonder if Xyron. Call out the Xyron. We need to have a Xyron alert. Xyron is being deployed. Deploy the Xyron. No, I need an alert to get the limit. I nearly swore then, to get all the blooming things out of the way. Sorry, Xyron. I know you get neglected and forgotten about. It's because I don't like using you, because I don't want you to ever run out. I will be lost without you, although I won't be lost without you because I don't need you. So, excuse me while I just manhandle the Xyron out of its little shelf. Right, deploying the Xyron. We're at Xyron condition 1 now. Okay, so face down. Pop it on, pop it. What are you calling pop it? And then gently and slowly deploy the Zyron. Oh, it sounds like my bones in the morning. There we go. Pop that back in there, but close that up. Don't try and fiddle around with getting it back in where it belongs, because we could be here all day. So now I have done that, I'm just going to break the edge, the seal around the edge, the seal. Ow, ow, ow! Yeah, Dave, well done. Well done with your terrible jokes again. And then we're just going to smoosh it down, actually smoosh it that way, to make sure it gets all sticky gooiness, all the goodness squeezed onto the back of the paper and not left on the contact sheet. And then with a peel and a hope and a prayer, and hopefully it doesn't get stuck to me. Yep. Oh look, I've managed to put my hand in the bin and retrieve it without it being stuck to the end of it. So there we go. And then we're going to peel this off without peeling the paper apart. So delaminating it. Oh, there you go. Perfect contact. So I don't know which. Oh, I was going to say I don't know which side, but okay. I need to have the little tabby bit on first. In, on, in, on, out. Shake it all about. So that needs to go under the wonder. No, maybe it's not going to do that. So I need to go right to the top edge and be straightish. I'm not going to make any sudden movement. No, I'm not going to push it down too much until I know it kind of wraps nicely. So it's all a gentle pressing first, and until I know it kind of meets back round this way and hasn't left any massive gaps. It hasn't. And now I can kind of press it down. I like the colour, definitely like the colour. It's definitely more bricky than it could have been. Obviously you can see that edge. I'll just put that on the inside, on the outside, sorry, on the inside. I'm going to turn this inside out now. No, that's a trick I cannot do. No, I'm going to I don't even know what I'm going to say now. I'm going to put that on the back. That's what I was going to say. So I'm going to tuck that round there. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. Just cut either side. Because the thickness of the walls of this cardboard. So that can go tucked inside there. This bit is a little bit wide. So I'll just snip that down and kind of just tuck it in. I'll snip that down, tuck it in. No, don't snip it down because it's not snipping it down. Tuck that in, tuck that in. Bearing in mind we're going to glue this down, so you're not going to see all of these bits. And then we need to get that to go curled over a bit. Where's that come from? Who knows? A previous project. So we need to angle that in and angle that in, and then curl that around so it doesn't stick out. Curl that around so it doesn't stick out. There you go. So that should have maintained that shape that I need it to be for it to fit the roof. And then do the same on there, so just shape that and that, and then tuck that in, making sure that it kind of tucks in. I mean, we know it's not going to be perfect because it's Dave's project, so I like aesthetically pleasing rather than perfection. So that's going to sit on there, which it kind of does. That bit isn't staying down, but once it's all glued down, you won't ever see any of that ever again. And then this here, is going to go on there, like so, and then we're going to draw. I probably should have done this before I stuck it down, which you're all saying now, but you know, I can't hear you, so anyway, let's draw on some bricks. So, oh look how wobbly my hand suddenly went. Oh, no, like that. Sorry, I'm really sorry if that offended you. The sound of that made the hair on my I was going to say the hair on my tongue curl, but like I don't. Just to reassure you, I don't have hair on my tongue, and I don't mind the wobbliness. In case anybody's wondering, it makes it all look much more natural. It's a good job, really, isn't it? So. He's concentrating, isn't he? Because like he's gone quiet. I kind of came in like that so that I could. Oh, Dave. So that I could join it up, but I didn't do a very good job. Okay, so don't be overly critical yet, Dave. Just going to do this. I mean, obviously it'd be nice if I had a gel pen that actually worked, so. I don't know, it just felt right for it to be brick, because often in the UK, tends to be the case anyway, certainly here, is we have brick built houses that people cover in render because it helps with the rain that we get here. Anybody think that like the UK was known for the amount of rain that we get? So it helps with like the prevent damp and that sort of thing. So they tend to retrofit houses with rendered brickwork. And you know, people tend to have the fronts of the houses done. They're not so worried about the chimney getting a bit wet. So that was kind of just made me think that was the way we were going with it, and I am doing a British style home, hence the reason why. I think Jodie, I think, mentioned, like I'd said, about windows opening at the top. Yeah, so they open. I mean, like traditionally, that we would have had sash windows in all of our older houses. In fact, the house that I live in probably would have had sash windows. It was built in 1900, so. But mine's not considered to be a particularly old house because there's a lot of housing stock that's the same age as my house. But it would have probably had sash windows at the time, but since then we've had. Well, I didn't have them done. They were retrofitted to be double glazed UPVC surround, and therefore the style has changed. So we are now we tend to have a big picture window, so you can see with no like cross panes, cross bars, and a what was I going to say? And then a top opening window, and so that's because they open, and they open like that, they hinge out, and that's because then when they hinge out it can still rain and have the window open without it all coming in the house. So I guess that's the reason why, although that some houses do have it so they open, they swing out. But yeah, that's the kind of thing that you would expect to find here. Now I know that looks horrible now, but I'm hoping that as we put the lines in for the brick, it will look better. So we do need to have, if I'm doing this, it's going to have a line there, and one there, and one there, and then a line here. And then the next row will have a line about there, because it's not always perfectly symmetrical, people. One there, and then we're going to go for another line about there. So that's kind of my theory is how they're going to look. And also you can't see that joint quite so much now. I've put that on there. I've put that on, and then there. And then we can have there, there, and there. But then anywhere where a brick ends will have a bit of mortar as well. So that would also have a little bit of mortar there, and along there. And that's where it kind of is. It might be built into the roof, but you'd still have a bit of mortar to kind of stop the rain getting in. And I'm hoping once it's on the thing, it'll look more mortar-like. And I know I've still got the roof to kind of finish. I've got the tiles, but I did make some tiles, and I made these as a ridge tile to go across the top. I've lost where I am. There we go. In there. A bit like, so it looks like there's a bit of brick been missed there. Oh, well, that doesn't look quite so as good as I thought it might. Let's just dab some of that off. There we go, that's better. Again, I don't want this to look perfect. It's a good job, really, isn't it? It doesn't. Is what you're saying. No, you're probably not saying that, but I'm just being overly critical of myself, as I do. There we go. So that's basically what we're going to get. Of course, we're going to have a line of this at the top there, but we don't have to have a huge amount. Okay, so that's there. So that means that this here will be a short one there. You watch my gel pen run out now, and that means then there's a short one there. So then there's a line through there. Oh, good. That kind of balanced out nicely, didn't it? And then there's going to be a longer one there, and a longer one there. And then there's going to be actually that shouldn't have had a mortar line, but hey, but I'm not worried. Then what we're going to do, we're going to do a short one there, and there, so then we'll do there. I like the way that actually this comes out. It looks much more real than if it was a perfectly straight line. And then that's going to go there and there. Sorry, my brain just has to process that for a minute. And then there. Is that right? Yep. And then that's going to go there, there, and there. And that's going to go there, there, and there. So then we come round to this side. So this means this one's going to have a short one here. Short line there, short line there, short line there, short line there. Of course we need a edge down the bottom. And then that goes up there. You might not actually see this. I might put some like flashing on. I'm not going to be flashing, don't worry. Panic not. You don't need to go on high alert. So that's that bit. So let's do this side. So flashing, that's what we call anyway. It's really hard because like I'm not a builder. I don't know what the terms are in different parts of the world for these things. So it might not be something you've heard of. So what did I do there? So that was one there and one there. Yeah, that's fine. And then that's going to have one there, one there, and one there, one there. Yeah, so I'm not a builder. I don't know also what the international terms for stuff are, because we all use different terms for building work. So I don't know what you guys would call it, but it's the bit where when something meets another surface, there's usually like lead or some other kind of metal that sticks to one side of it and then sticks to the other side. So if it was on there, it would come down this side and across here, and it's usually lead that stops the rain from penetrating, and that's what we call flashing. But I'm very aware that that might not be what you call it. So that's got to have a line in there. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about, don't worry. Other people out there will probably be thinking exactly the same. No idea what he's talking about. Although, to be fair, there's people that live in the UK that haven't got a clue what I'm talking about. So this is the back. I'm not worried too much about the back. Is it the back? Yes, it is. There, there, and there. So that means that's going to have one down the middle. No, not that one. That one's going to have a one down the middle. That one and that one. And this is going to have one there, one there, one there, and one there. And then one there, one there, one there, and one there. And then we're going to do a little bit across the bottom, because if we don't put the flashing on, then I've got something there. Cool, I need a bit across the top. So, okay, so these haven't stayed in there, so I'm going to just glue those in, because the stickiness of the Xyron isn't enough to hold it in there. So I'm just going to stick that down, pinch it in there so it stays in there. Same with this. cover it in a bit of glue, just because like it's frustrated me now because I've glued it down a couple of times and it's still popping back out again. So, and like I say, it'll get stuck to the roof and you're not going to see it, but it's just one of those things that's just annoying me, so I'm going to do it, because if I don't do it, it'll annoy me. That in first, that in on top, pinch it and hold it down, you get out of the way. And then this bit. So like that, that's cool. So that's our brick chimney. I did have a way around it. It's that way around. So it's going to go on like that. Oh my gosh, it's so, so good. Oh dear, that's like, you know, Dave, you. It looks so good. Like, Dave, shut up. Stop. Try and be a bit modest for a change. Modesty doesn't happen. So I've got a tiny bit of this left. I don't even know whether it's actually pliable anymore. It's kind of dried up a bit. And I wondered if I could kind of scrape this onto here to make this look a bit more stone-like. Look, decorating a cake. You can usually hold on to a cake. Just put that on there. Just scratch it around from around the inside. Just because I want it to look a bit more. This is probably going way too far, isn't it? This is just like taking it to an extreme of. It doesn't need to have this all over it, but it's having it. So, because I want it to look a bit like stone. Or yeah, stone. That's what you'd have around the. Obviously, so in the UK, our old houses like mine don't use an open fire anymore, because they're drafty. So they tend to have had their chimneys blocked up. And so, although we have chimney pots on the top, they don't actually do anything. So they're not. Well, some people have had them removed completely. Newer houses didn't have them built anyway, because you'd have had gas central heating and probably a gas fire. So it didn't need them. So I'm kind of in a quandary as to whether I'm going to put a chimney pot on this or not. Because some houses in the 70s still had an open fire, so they had chimney pots, and others didn't. So I might put a chimney pot on it, I don't know yet. I just want it to look like stone, and that's what I want it to do at the moment. So I realise that looks a little messy, and it might not stay stuck, but it definitely looks better than just a bit of grey board. So, because you could definitely tell it's grey board. So, and the thing is, if I'd painted it, it'd have still looked. The edges. The problem with grey board is because it's a lamination of lots of paper together. You can see the lamination, so whatever you paint over it, you can still see the lines in it. So that's why I'm going down this route. So that's now I'm going to have to leave that to dry, and all the little tiny bits that are sticking out will flake off anyway. So put the lid back on that. We might be able to salvage some. In fact, I might just put a tad of water in there, just to kind of keep it a bit moist. Misses. So then I think now what we need to do is think about the attaching of the rest of the tiles, because that's going to go on there. In fact, I want to make sure that sits in there, doesn't impede the placement. That's going to go on there. Yeah, I think I'm going to have some flashing, because you can't really see there, but I can see a bit of a gap. Although when it's glued down, I guess it won't have a gap. Do I want to glue it down now? Don't know. Let's see. I'm going to put the next row of these on. So now I can put that. I can do that first. So let's do that. Oh, right. How big do we want it? We want it to go from there to there. Ta-da! Ta-da! From there to there. I'm going to use that's white gel pen, but it'll still should be able to, if it works, get it to work. There you go. And then I'll snip that off there, and then just shape that end one. Like that, it should sit on there. Yep, we'll do that. Again, just gluing the edge of this. I know we've done this last time, but you know, I'd run out, so I had to make some more. And that meant, because I did it on, I had to make them all like, you know, make them look like slate, and you know how dirty my mat had got, which meant I then washed my mat, which my mat now feels like it's Christmas because I've washed it. So it must be Christmas. I've washed my mat. I actually washed it properly. Took it. I put it in the shower, and I turned the shower on, and I gave it a good old rinse. So that's better. I know it looks like it's wonky, but that's because the paper's not straight. So because, you know, let's face it, what is in this house. So we're going to have that there. So the next layer, right, put a layer on, and then put that on top and see what that looks like there. That's all right. I think I might just, I'm trying to think where I want that. It's going to go about there, I think. You don't want it in the middle, it looks ridiculous in the middle. It would be over to one side. Yeah, so I'm going to have it over to one side. I'm going to have it about there. It might be a little bit further over, probably about there. I'm thinking about the middle of that window would be perfect. Yeah, so I'll put this row on. No, Dave, you have to cut it down first. So if we put it on like that, up to that end, up to the, oh, that could cut that one just there. That should be fine. I think I've jabbed myself with the glue. I don't mean like jabbed myself as in hurt myself, but I mean as in I've just put glue all over my wrist. Well, not even my wrist, the inside of my arm. I'll do that. Stick that on there. Right, it's hanging off a little bit, but I'll do that in a second. Oh, they're lining up too much. You know me, I don't like it lining up. Let's put that on that end. I think that's too far up. That's fine, that's better. We'll cut it off this end before it dries. Don't know where the strings come from. I don't know what's happening to my voice either, so. Let's put that back on and see whether it looks alright. Yeah, yeah, cool. So I'm going to go for the middle of the window. So if I then mark where that is, let's use a pen and have just a quick line either side. So I kind of want the slate to go up to that point, but not too much further in. There we go. So that piece, I can have it so it sits just a little underneath there. That's fine. So then I want to cut that cut to about there. So like that. And glue this on. And then what I'm thinking is if I kind of finish this roof and then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do up to, I'm not going to go all the way under because it's actually a waste of the tiles that I've made. I'm going to do just so it sits a little bit under and it looks like it doesn't just stop there. Actually, I don't want that piece, I don't want a longer piece. Is that longer? Or is it the same length, Dave? It's the same length, Dave. Let's take this piece and put that there. Have that so that sits under there. That goes to there. Oh, that's just a little. So maybe go. Let's cut those two off. So let's go to there, and then hopefully that one is long enough to make that all look more. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, a bit more random like that. Yep, and then that can cut down. I want to go a bit further that way. If I cut that on that split there, that should be enough. So I just made these in exactly the same way as I did first time. You know, just by daubing them with black ink. Stick that along there, that should be fine. Stick that down. I love that roof. I absolutely love that roof. And I know that, like, I keep saying it, and I know that it's probably very annoying for you because I keep saying it. But I love that roof. I absolutely love that roof. So this piece will sit on here like this. Hopefully not covering it too much, but yeah, so like that. And obviously go up to the chimney and not any further. So that'll be the roof line. Roof line at the top. So I now need to think about the roof coming down here. So I don't want to have too much. So maybe about there. Yeah, so I'm going to come a little bit short of that, the very top of there. And I know that that's the side that the chimney's going on, so I'm going to stick it the other side actually. Stick it this side. Just put that back on again. How many times do you want to say again, Dave? Again. Like that. Avalanche. Actually, I can take that. It doesn't have to be in that shape, does it? Let's put this down now. I can do the end of this. So we want a little bit that takes us up to the. If I. I need that one to either be shaped more like a tile or something to marry up with the end of it. So there we go. Just make it a small tile. Just cut that bit off. The back's going to be made up of pieces, which is fine because we only want it to go up to where the chimney's going to go. Put that on there. I want the ends of the tiles to be the same length. Not worried about this bit. You're not going to see it. but the ends of the tiles want to be about on the same level. Put that bit on there. Again, that's cut with a straight edge, Dave. Put that on there. Do you know what? I'm going to take that one off. She's not going to see it anyway, so. And then if I put that on there, that should, yep, perfect. So actually, no, don't want to do that, do I? Want to get rid of that one. Glue that down. And come in this side up to that bit. That's fine. I know the chimney's going to sit there, but it'll be fine. There, and let's see what we've got. I might need to make some more, but obviously I do need to make some more because you can tell I don't have it. Oh, Dave, you've done it the wrong way, haven't you? You first prize absolute sensational idiot. Oh, at least I'm sensational, so if you're going to be an idiot, be a sensational idiot. So it's you've got to work the other way, Dave. You've got to work back, Dave. So back from here. That's what you need to do. Okay, Dave. Definitely won't have enough now, but I'm going to work back from this edge. Can't believe I just called myself a sensational idiot, but you know, hey, like I said, if you're going to be an idiot, be a sensational one. Or a fabulous one, or an imaginative one. I know you can see a couple of bits of this underneath, but I'm not worrying too much about those because what I'll do is I will cover it with something. I'll make it a feature or cover it, one of the two. So that's going to go to there. I'm going to cut that down. I've made that pencil mark and I can't see it now. There. So pop that on there. On here. Where's the joint there? And I know this is the back and really I don't have to have tiles on it, but I want to. Not worried about what they look like so much. But I definitely need another row, I think, at least one other row. I think so. Let's just see what that would look like if I put another row on it. Yeah, it's not. I need one more row. That's what I need. I've got one more row to go. Oh, this one has not been cut. Sorry, quiet radio silence. Just concentrating. Try again. I'm glad we've still got some of that file folder. Otherwise it would have suddenly had a change of colour of tiles. Right, I'm going to do this because I think it would be silly to stop it here when we could actually finish this. So I'm just going to make this row of tiles. So I shall be back in a trice. Where is that gone? There. Right. Okay. So I had to make two more actually because it wasn't enough, the one. So now what I want to do is I want to stick this to here. I should adhere this to here. He's a poet, and well, he's not really a poet, is he? He's not a very good poet if he is. Anyway, so this is what I want to do. I want to stick this onto here, and then we can think about things like flashing and that sort of thing at a later date. And I realise it doesn't have its crown. It is drying, but it will go on there like so. I might even leave it that colour actually, and that's going to go on there. So I think what we're going to do is I'm just going to stick this onto here, and then I'm going to put that, I'm going to glue, oh no, can't glue that on yet, can I? I have to do something first. I have to make these fit. Although, do I want to put that on first? No, I'm going to put this on first, and I think I'm going to go all the way across. In fact, actually, it's kind of a bit loose there, so I'm just going to cut that piece, trim it up a bit, and ink that edge so you can't see the grey bit. You know, nobody likes to see the grey bits. So that's going to go on there, and that's going to be our... So I'm going to pinch it into shape actually, because I wanted it to kind of be a bit more pointy at the top. So I'm just pinching along it. I know it's hard for you to see. I'm just kind of pinching it and keeping the tile bits flat, and that's just to make it very much like a ridge at the top. I don't want those to bend out like that though. I'm just going to bend those back in. So I think I'm going to, this time, because there's nothing to glue this top bit to, I'm going to glue almost to the edge of the tiles. So I'm going to glue down here. So there's a little bit of a flap that flaps up, but it's not too flappy. You're glad I came, aren't you? With my brilliant explanations. So I'll pop that on there just so it's in the right shape, forms the right shape. We're going to pop this onto here. And I need to stand up because I want to see the front and the back at the same time. And that is how I want it to look. Like that. Cool. Okay, so then I need to do this bit so that it comes, I don't know whether I might go all the way underneath. I might just do that actually. Although no, actually, because I want it to end on a tile, don't I? So if I cut that there, and I cut that, let's cut that there. That can go right underneath the chimney that way. Can just see the mark where I marked for where the chimney comes to. So again, I just want to pinch that so it comes to a nice ridge at the top, and then just ink down. I don't think the inkers were involved. Inker? No, it's not even ink, Dave. It's... Stop, you keep saying it's ink. It's not. It's flaming glue. Idiot. Prize idiot. And then if we put that on there, look at this down. Put that. Ooh, that fit in the gap. Will it go in the gap? Will it go? I don't know. Let's give it a try. Yes, please do. Oh, there we go. You're not going to see this bit, so it's not going to be an issue. Put that in there. In that gap. Push it together. I love it! I suddenly got very high pitched and only dolphins could hear me. Right, which way round is this, Dave? That's the correct way round. Right, I'm not going to glue this now because I've just thought I need to use my hot glue gun and it's not on. But that is what it's going to look like. Obviously I'll tidy this up once it's all dry properly. And it's going to, we'll put some LED flashing around there. So I think that's what we're going to do next time. We'll do the flashing of it, and I'm thinking I'm going to use some foil or something like that. I've got this stuff which is, it's like plastic coated stuff, but it bends like foil. But I could use some of that. It's actually radiator foil. It's stuff that's supposed to go down the back of a radiator to reflect the heat back into the room. So anyway, that's where we are with the house. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've had a good time. You're just spending some time with me while I build my house. And I will see you very soon. I will see you in the next video. Don't forget, if you like this, give it a thumbs up, share it, comment, do all that good stuff. Don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already. Go and check out my other videos, which, you know, they'll be in a playlist somewhere. And I will see you all in the next video. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Dash of Dave, and I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care, folks. I shall just try and give you a bit of a... I'll take that off because it'll go wrong otherwise. Try and give you an idea of what it's going to look like. So, anyway, see you in the next video. Take care, folks. See you soon. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of love. Lots of hugs. Take care. Bye. Bye.